This guy writes, girl won't take things further as mutual friend is a bit obsessed with her and she doesn't want to hurt him. So there's another guy in the picture, but ultimately she's not totally committed to you either. So it's like, well, what do you do in a situation like that? Well, what you do is you'd say, well, hey, when you figure it out, when you make up your mind, feel free to reach out, but I can't really be in this in-between phase and I don't really want to be. So if something changes and you want to just be like 100% in, then feel free to reach out. Something just like that. What you're doing is you're backing off. It's like she's backing off, really. It's like you visualize it. She's backing off. She's like, oh, well, there's another guy, and I don't really know where I'm at with you, and I don't really know where I'm at with him. So you're like, instead of, let me prove myself to her, let me look how great I am, and look how many things I've done for you kind of approach. It's like, what are you doing? You're chasing her when she's like, oh, kind of starting backing off. When you do that, she backs even further. And then the guy oftentimes thinks he has to put in more effort, and so he chases her off further, and then she's gone. Instead, doing something like that example I just shared, where it's like she's like, oh, well, in between, kind of flaky. And then you're like, okay, well, when you figure it out, get a hold of me. So you back off, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go. And it really does work. I mean, that's why relationships are so directly correlated to negotiation, because it's just like that. It's like, you do a takeaway, it's like she comes around like right back to you. Just because you're not acting needy and acting desperate and acting like you don't have much value, and so you have to prove yourself. Instead, you're like, well, I do have a lot of value, and I'm going to be just fine if I move on. And she's going to then, a lot of times recognize those things when you have the courage to walk away. So kind of a simple answer with that one. But it really just has to do with those negotiation principles. If she backs off, it's like you back off in a lot of cases. And you usually get much, much better results than thinking that when she backs off, you chase. Yep. But also you can't, if you like state your terms, say something like that, what I was saying before, like, hey, you can reach out if, you change your mind. And then you go back on your word and you reach out to her. It's like that will completely make her not really trust your word and trust what you say. When that's the case, it's like you kind of ruin attraction. So just be aware of that. If you establish some kind of consequence or say that, hey, you can reach out to me because like I'm not really agreeable to this, then you have to stick with that. You have to stay with your word. And you have to be willing to walk away even if she never reaches out to you again. You're just okay with that result. So I've got my products in the description below that you can check out. Fundamentals is free. The other ones are paid. And with that, I'll see you later.